So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce each panellist as I invite them to speak. And so I'll start with Bob Harvey. Now, Bob is the second and last mayor of Waitakere City. This is a very safe political prediction because the job ceases to exist at the end of October. Bob has been mayor of Waitakere City for 18 years and has demonstrated extraordinary leadership in helping Waitakere City develop in all sorts of ways, socially, economically, redevelopment of the city centre, becoming an eco-city and the rest. So Bob has long experiences of all those frustrations and the triumphs of how the current system works, and more than a few views about what the future might hold. So Bob, over to you first. Yes.
Kia ora, everyone. Look, there's some mornings when I wake up and I think I'd love to be the mayor of this super city. And then about 20 minutes later, my sane genes kick in. And I think, my God, why would I want to do that? Why wouldn't I take that challenge? Because I don't think there's a lot of vision there right now. A whole lot of people saying, pick me, which is not good enough. But there's a lack of vision, I see, for what could happen. I came to Waitakere City to make a big difference, to regenerate, if you like, the spirit out there of the West, as Westies. And I just look in horror at Auckland, which I think has always been dysfunctional since Robbie's time, argumentative, impossible to get anybody to agree to anything, a succession of, I think, sorry about my mayoral colleague, dreadful councils and dreadful mayors, lacking in leadership, lacking in any cohesion, and I wouldn't want to go there. I've been proud to have 6 great councils and achieved enormous amount of, I guess, progress in the West. I don't want to be the mayor of the South, and I couldn't bear being the mayor of the North Shore. But I do think that somehow we've got to make this accountable to the future. We owe it to ourselves to get it right. And everyone that I talk about that says, I want to be a councillor on this new city, tells me they hate it, that they don't even like Brown or like Banks. That's easy, I guess, sometimes. But what I'm looking for is some positive vision for the future and for all of us. I mean, why would you go to work for a cigarette factory, for instance? You wouldn't do it. So why are all these people going to the super city that actually hate it? I think that doesn't make sense in politics. It was inevitable this would happen because we couldn't agree. Inside the mayoral forum, you could see that a whole lot of mayors had different ideas and they were basically not quite on side with each other. And so someone was going to, and it was the Labour Party, don't blame the National Party, it was Helen Clark who took ownership of what the situation is. Peter and his team actually made a huge amount of sense, a livable, workable future. We thought we can live with this and we can make this work. Hyde came along, chopped it up into small pieces and gave us a 12-page report from a 300-page report. And since then, we've been rather unhappy about it. But in this forum, we've got to get it right. I mean, as the Irish says, it's a terrible world, but it's the best we've got. And I think that seems to make sense. Politics, you know, it's wrong to be right too soon, for a good quote. You've got to be right at the right time. I think it's the right time. I mean, people might think, how could I say that? I'm saying it because I think we have the ability on a beautiful landscape to make a city that matters. Finally, I've just come back from 90 mayors meeting in Singapore and talking about sustainable worlds. All of us agreed that we can make a difference, council and mayors working together. And I think it is more than possible to actually make this whole thing work. Forget the anguish and the grief and go into a future positively and transform it the way we want it. Not economically, but for people. That's what matters, he tangata, he tangata. We know that, he tangata. Right. We can do it. So I'm very positive from someone that's looked at train wrecks through windows and the Queen's Wharf and all of that. We know all that.
Yep.
What's next? That's what I want to hear from you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
A quick piece of audience reaction, a quick yes or no. Is Bob right? Do you share that view that for all those frustrations over the present structure, a big change is needed? Yes? Yes.
No's?
No. Okay, let's hear from a no. So I heard a no over here.
Yeah,
Why would you not want to change?
well, because in the last 16 years that I've been here, I haven't been aware of all this. I feel democracy is messy, democracy is inefficient, and democracy is always embarrassing. And that's how it should be. And just like what you said at the end, you know, this, an Irish saying or something, well, this is the way it is, and we've got to live with it. And to me, it even looks like if we get the same people who are in the place, politicians who are already, this isn't against you, but I'm just saying, you would think if we really wanted a fresh start, if the Supercity is going ahead, but if we really wanted a fresh start, we'd get somebody of totally different people. And I think we should live with the messiness of it, because there wasn't any drama. And we're going to lose our Waitakere Ranges heritage status that the people voted for and Parliament voted for.
Absolutely not. It's locked in.
Yeah, and I'm sure if you're looking for messiness, you'll find plenty in the new structure. So there's going to be great political theatre yet to be played out.